Good morning. Welcome to Hot Seat, joined by my guest and friend, Brent Bushey, the Oklahoma Public School Resource Center. Brent, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Scott.
So we've been hearing from the politicians about the education deal. Now we're going to talk to the advocates. It's right there in your name, Oklahoma Public School Resource Center. We've heard lots of controversy for at least 90 days of discussions out there. So from a 10,000-foot level, Brent, give us an idea of how good or bad this deal is for Oklahoma education, especially for the future.
Definitely. I think it's fantastic. This has been a fantastic week for public education here in Oklahoma. The news of the deal started breaking on Monday, and the information just kept on getting better. We are learning the details now. We have a 20% increase in state aid into the state funding formula. That's $500 million. Related to a portion of those dollars is a teacher pay raise, depending on seniority, raises from $3,000 to $6,000 for teachers. That's much needed dollars for teachers and should hopefully help attract teachers into the classroom. But wait, there's lots more. We have something called the Redbud Fund that provides capital funds to schools, and it's specifically to schools that most need it, and that's going to be another $81 million, a total of $125 million. We also have dollars for school security. We know how important that is from all the terrible news stories that we have, and this will allow schools to do that. I could go on and on, but the quick answer, Scott, is this was a great week for public education in Oklahoma.
Let's talk about the salaries for just a moment. There's been some discussion, a lot of people getting out of the field, they're leaving, going to other states, some just on the sidelines doing something else. Is the salary increases in this legislation, is it enough to bring people back into the profession? Is it enough to keep people from leaving the state of Oklahoma?
Yeah. Look, it's a moving target in teacher salaries. We know that teachers deserve more. We know that in order to get more teachers and to compete with our surrounding areas, we had to raise. This is a historic raise. It's really, really large. Is this going to solve the problem of needing more teachers? No. Pay alone is not going to do that. But pay is a critical component. We always know. I don't know about you, but for me, I love my job, but I wouldn't do it if I wasn't getting paid and if I didn't feel like I was getting paid well. So this is a critical step. We've also got to focus on how do we ensure that teachers feel empowered, they feel supported from administrators, they feel like they can make an impact. So this doesn't solve all of our problems, but it is a huge step in the right direction.
There was some discussion early on about making sure that rural areas were able to keep up. There was a lot of disagreement between the House and the Senate on that. In that, you talked about the Redbud Fund.
Correct.
I don't want to get into the funding formula because it's something that most people, including me, can't understand. But for rural districts and rural legislators, is this a home run?
I think so. I really do. Now, how much money schools are going to get depends on where they are today. We know that there are some rural areas that, because they may have a power plant in their district, Pryor has Google. Some of our rural areas have some really large property tax producing properties in their boundaries, and they won't see a huge bump, but up to 78% of schools in the state will see an increase in funding on their capital side for building projects, for security projects, for transportation needs through the Redbud Fund. And, we know that the majority of school districts in the state are rural, and so rural schools are going to win. Everyone wins, but rural schools definitely get a shot in the arm through the Redbud Fund.
All right, so a generation ago, there was House Bill 1017, which a lot of people say was the big change for Oklahoma education. Well, that's way in the past decades ago. Is this on par with the sort of changes that educators and advocates would like to see moving forward? Different time, different reforms, but is it that scale?
That's a good question. I haven't had anybody ask me that. I think if it's not right there, it's pretty close. I'm not a native Okie, and 1017 is a little bit before my time, even if I was. But I will say this is a historic deal. This changes the financial landscape for schools in a really positive fashion, and I really can't. I've been beaming all week once the deal on Monday was announced.
Brent Bushey, thanks for your insight. A lot of us trying to figure out just what this does. So many politicians talking about it for so long, but appreciate an education advocates viewpoint on this, and thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching Hot Seat. See this again at news9.com/your vote counts, and follow me on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Mitchell Talks.